I'd like to say hello and a big thank you to all Subaru fans in Japan. It's very rewarding for the team to know we have your support throughout the year. It's been a very exciting year for us all, winning 5 World Championship events, and at the end of the season, 1, 2, 3 in both Catalunya and the RAC. Winning a World Rally Championship for Subaru and for Colin McRae is really part of a team effort, and I know the support we receive from all of you in Japan is much appreciated. Thank you.
Hello, I would like to say thank you to all the Japanese fans who have been supporting me in my bid to be World Champion. I started in 1992, the first World Championship rally with Subaru, and since then I've built a very strong relationship. The car and the team, everyone together has worked very well, and we had a very exciting finish to the 1995 championship. And as you all know, I finished as World Champion.
There's nothing quite like the World Rally Championship, not even Formula One. Held on ordinary roads around the world, the WRC is the biggest, toughest, most exciting and thrill-packed test of man and machine in motorsports. The 555 Subaru World Rally team competed in all 8 events this year, winning 5 to capture its very first WRC World Championship. Colin McRae became the youngest ever world champion as the 555 Subaru World Rally team sped away with both the manufacturers and drivers' titles. Today, the 555 Subaru World Rally team is #1 in the motorsports world. This season, turbocharger-equipped restrictors were reduced to a diameter of only 34 millimeters. This necessitated substantial changes in engine performance and output. Adapting to these changes was the focal point of development as we prepared for this season's events. The first real test of strength came at Monte Carlo. Up until then, the teams had kept their preparations under wraps. Also, the service support system changed in this year's series. A car had to survive at least 50 or 60 kilometers, even in special stages, before getting serviced. This put a premium on improvements in reliability and durability. The series got off to a rousing start at Monte Carlo. Carlos Sainz took the lead in car number 5, recording the fastest time in Special Stage 2. But Ford's Dealer was right behind. Colin McRae had the best time in Special Stage 1 in car number 4. 555 Subaru World Rally team used a different third driver in each rally this season, and at Monte Carlo, it was Piero Riatti. Toyota lacked the performance to keep up the pace and fell behind. Service support was significantly restricted during the 1995 WRC series. In the Monte Carlo rally, the road service changed continually along the route, making the choice of tires a pressure pack decision for each team.
Well, it seems that the first stage is almost completely ice, and then the next stage is 32 kilometers of dry asphalt. So and we're not allowed any fresh tires between the stages, so I think the drivers will have to drive with studded tires on the first stage, or a wide studded tire. They'll take 2 tires with them in the car in the boot, and they'll use those on the second stage on the front, which is it takes the most punishment on the car. So that will be a dry asphalt.
McRae was running strong and steady, but he ran off the course in Special Stage 12 and was out of the event.
About 10 k's into the sister-on stage, on the notes we had patchy ice marked and one left-hander fairly quick, maybe 5th gear. We have obviously backed off when we heard the caution for the ice, but it just wasn't enough, and the car just slid to the outside of the road and off the bank.
In the final leg, Sainz held on despite electrical problems to give the 555 Subaru World Rally team a win in the very first event of the season.
The car was pushing very hard since the beginning of the rally, and we have been very close the whole event.
Sainz dominated Monte Carlo, a full 2 minutes 25 seconds ahead of runner-up Delacour. Piero Liatti finished 8th, and the 555 Subaru World Rally team finished 2nd in points towards the Manufacturers' Championship. Two weeks later came the Swedish Rally. 555 Subaru World Rally team braved the snow and ice with Carlos Sainz, Colin McRae, and Mats Jonsson at the wheel. Colin McRae held up fourth throughout the second leg, but by the end of the rally, Sainz, McRae, and Jonsson had all had to retire from the event. It was a great disappointment for the team. My most vivid memory from this season was our complete washout in Sweden. Of course, I also remember the joy of winning elsewhere, but a sense of inadequacy gnawed at me when all three of our cars were forced out of that event in Sweden. As the old saying goes, disaster is the harbinger of good fortune. I think the experience gave us extra impetus to do better in the rest of the season. From the snows of Sweden, the WRC moved to sunny Portugal. The Portuguese rally challenges both driver and machine. The team showing here presages what will happen later in the series. Early on was Toyota's Juha Kankkunen. But in special stage 6, Carlos Sainz made his bid for the lead, and by the final stage, the first leg was ahead 14 seconds. At the end of day 1, Sainz was clearly number 1.
The only thing is if it is a surprise or a mud which you don't expect, maybe opening the road is not so good, but I prefer to open the road. I have no problem.
Kankkunen nipped at Sainz's heels throughout the famous Rosada Super Special stage. Colin McRae steadily picked up speed and moved ahead of Didier Auriol into third. Then the real drama unfolded. Kankkunen took the lead again in the middle of the event. Then it was Sainz posting the best times and leading. The two drivers went all out during the final 2 special stages. But Sainz took a hard hit and lost his front brakes. Kankkunen was very close behind. Sainz pulled out all the stops anyway.
Carlos said we have no brakes, and then I said to Carlos, we're going to win with our brakes. And now I always believe in God, but now I have to believe even more, because I think when you have to win, you're going to win. We've been close to go off the road, and I'm not lying, at least 10 times on the stage, but we still managed. So when we got past the flying finish, I didn't know what was happening, but then as soon as I saw all the Spanish people with bottles of champagne, then I realized we'd won.
Sheer daring gave Sainz the 7th best time of the day and his 2nd win. He now led in drivers' points. Colin McRae finished 3rd, Richard Byrne 6th. The 4th WRC rally was the Tour de Corse run on tarmac roads on the island of Corsica. Colin McRae moved out front early on. But Ford's Thierry and Delacour took the lead by the end of the first leg. Sainz and Kankkunen, now 1 and 2 in drivers' points, fought it out with each suffering 1-minute service penalties. Colin McRae yielded place to Carlos Sainz. 555 Subaru World Rally Team's drivers were now bunched in the second tier with Piero Liatti and Colin McRae following Sainz. Ford's Thierry had been running first, but engine problems forced him out just before the last two stages. Oriol finished first, followed by Delacour and Aghini. Carlos Sainz, Colin McRae, and Piero Liatti finished 4th, 5th, and 6th, but the team had been untainted by mechanical problems. With the WRC half over now, Sainz was still first in driver's points. 555 Subaru World Rally Team's 2 wins meant high expectations for the second half of the season. Anything could happen now. There was a long break between the Tour de Corse and the New Zealand Rally. During that time, Carlos Sainz suffered a ligament injury that left him unable to drive. But Colin McRae had always done well in New Zealand, and he managed to win the event for the 3rd straight year, closing the points gap between himself and Sainz in one fell swoop. Since McRae had won twice before in New Zealand in 1993 and 1994, and Sainz was out of the picture, this rally attracted a lot of attention. The 555 Subaru drivers were Colin McRae, Possum Bourne, and Richard Burns driving for Carlos Sainz. Colin McRae drove carefully early on, saving himself for special stage 10, poured on the gas to take the lead. Mitsubishi's Tommy Mäkinen had been first, but misheard a pace note and ended up in the weeds and out of the event. In special stage 19, the longest stage of the event and appropriately known as the Beast, McRae's star shone bright. McRae posted the best time by a commanding margin. He finished 30 seconds ahead of Oriol behind. Richard Burns had been running well, but a broken radiator suddenly sidelined him. By the end of the 3rd leg, Colin McRae led Oriol by more than a minute. Victory looked certain. From special stage 10 to special stage 33, he took it easy, driving carefully to win his 3rd straight New Zealand rally. His first win here in 1993 had also been in a Subaru.
There's a different sort of pressure. If you're fighting for seconds, you're concentrating on the fight and concentrating on the pressures to get some quick times, and when you've got a bit of a gap, then the pressure's not to make any mistakes.
Colin McRae was now 4th in driver's points, and the 555 Subaru World Rally Team was only 6 points behind Mitsubishi. There was a 2-month interval before the next rally in Australia. The 555 Subaru World Rally Team once again featured that golden combination of Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae. Conklin took an early lead, followed by Colin McRae, who had won the Australian Rally twice in a row. McRae held on despite damage to the rear of his machine in special stage 7. Carlos Sainz was driving hard and fast, but in special stage 8, a tree branch punched a hole in his radiator, and he was out of the event. Midway, it was Colin McRae and Kenneth Eriksson. McRae overtook Eriksson in special stage 19, once again in the lead. Ericsson took the lead in special stage 22. The two drivers jockeyed for position, running almost neck and neck. McRae finished second by the narrowest of margins. Still, McRae was now second in driver's points, and the 555 Subaru team was third in manufacturer's points. Only 2 events were left. The 7th event, the Catalunya Rally, was held in Carlos Sainz's Spain. The climax of the series was near. Kunkelman took an early lead. The 555 Subaru team was driving hard with Carlos Sainz leading the way. Sainz posted the fastest time in special stage 11. He was determined to somehow beat Kunkelman.
Sometime in 2 stages, but even without that 2 stages, he's constantly a little bit faster than us.
What's your plan with Juha?
Sure, maybe.
Very long pass.
Juha Kunkelman held on, but he spun off the course in special stage 16, damaging his vehicle severely and dropping out of the event. Carlos Sainz surged into the lead. Colin McRae was just 5 seconds behind.
70.
McRae drove flat out to put distance between himself and Oriol behind.
Izquierda rápida menos se tierra, para derecha para más quita, tira poco y mucho ras, para izquierda rápida menos, acabará saliendo en derecha, para izquierda rápida José, tira poco y mucho ras, abrirse.
On the final day, Sainz and McRae agreed to cooperate to ensure a 1-2 finish with Sainz leading. Accidents, mechanical problems sidelined one vehicle after another. Colin McRae was driving flat out again by the end of the final stage, trailing Sainz by just 9 seconds. But he kept to the agreement and finished second. Piero Miati slipped past Oriol in the final special stage, giving the 555 Subaru World Rally team a clean sweep of the top spots, 1, 2, and 3, a first for a Japanese car. Sainz and McRae were now in a virtual dead heat for the Drivers' Championship, and the 555 Subaru World Rally team had climbed to within 2 points of Mitsubishi in manufacturer's points. Toyota had lost points for violating vehicle specifications. The day before the rally, we held a meeting with the manager and the drivers, something we don't ordinarily do. David Richards asked the drivers if they had anything to say to him. They told him they didn't want the team to order the drivers to do anything. But I asked them to make sure of at least one thing, that they beat Mitsubishi. I said just that, in English. That was my only order to the drivers for this event. The 555 Subaru World Rally team went into the final event of the season ready to win its first World Championship. The Drivers' Championship was now a toss-up between Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae, both far ahead of anyone else. Sainz jumped into the lead in special stage 1, but radiator damage in the next stage caused him to fall back, and McRae took over, posting the fastest time for the stage. No quitter, Sainz recorded the best time in special stage 9 and finished the second leg first. Mitsubishi's Makinen led at the end of the first leg, but had to pull out, leaving it to Kenneth Eriksson to keep the pressure on the two Subarus ahead. Colin McRae, running second now, hit a rock in special stage 12.
US was Satan, 100 pistol.
Despite his accident, McRae finished the stage 2 seconds faster than Sainz, continuing to close the gap.
Not bad, always when you are first it's not bad, but okay, I think Colin is coming very strong, very fast behind, and he's really doing very good times.
By the end of leg 2, the 555 Subaru World Rally Team drivers were 1 and 2 with backup driver Richard Burns fourth. Kenneth Eriksson spun out in special stage 18 and was out of the rally. Now the 555 Subaru World Rally Team was 1, 2, and 3. Colin McRae posted a stunning time in special stage 13 to overtake Carlos Sainz.
Very good. And, you know, it seemed to come fairly easily. We weren't...
Maybe with the Carlos Sainz plan to be second on the road tomorrow, maybe it's better.
Oh, no, not at all. I cannot give any second. Honestly, I've been trying as hard as I can. I can't say much more.
The final day, Carlos Sainz did his best to catch up. Colin McRae was perfectly focused, posting the best times in special stages 22 through 25. Victory was his. The 555 Subaru World Rally Team had accomplished an unprecedented second straight 1-2-3 finish in a WRC event, and the result gave the team both the drivers and the manufacturers' championships.
Spot on.
Colin McRae, 1995 World Rally Champion.
Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? I think it'll take a while to settle in.
So it hasn't quite sunk in yet.
No, not yet. I think it'll be a couple of days.
Colin McRae became the first British national as well as the youngest driver ever to win the WRC World Championship. The 555 Subaru World Rally Team had won the Manufacturers' Championship with 5 victories in the season's 8 rallies. Consider, the team had only been competing in the WRC 6 years, a stunning achievement. In the WRC, stock vehicles run over a wide range of road surfaces: gravel, pavement, snow, and ice. The series is the ultimate test of the inherent potential of a vehicle. The Subaru Impreza dominated the 1995 WRC series, winning 5 out of 8 events. It proved the validity of the active driving and active safety concepts that are the very foundation of Subaru product development. Victory for the 555 Subaru World Rally Team was victory for Subaru four-wheel drive technology, too. Our double title win in 1995, especially the Manufacturers' Championship, proves that the Subaru Company and Subaru cars have the world's best technology. Next year, our aim is to make it 2 championships in a row. In fact, I'd like to see us win not just once or twice in a row, but year in and year out to show everybody that Subaru is the best make in the world. That's STI's real ambition. press conference held on January 10, 1996 at the Tokyo Prince Hotel commemorated the 555 Subaru World Rally Team's 1995 WRC Double World Championships. Gabriel Kadringer of the FIA Manufacturers Committee came all the way from France to present the championship trophy and plaque.
Represent me on this occasion in order to
Mr. Kadringer also read a message from FIA Chairman Max Mosley.
Manufacturers Champion Trophy. Thank you very much.
Subaru first entered the WR Series in 1990, and in just 6 years in competition, we've managed to win both the Manufacturers and Drivers' World Championships. This was due in no small part to your active and fervent support. Our deepest thanks go to Colin McRae, Derek Ringer, and David Richards of the ProDrive Company, and to all of our staff. It was their contributions and teamwork that made it possible to win these championships. Our double victory is a message to the world. It confirms what all of us already know, that Subaru offers the best driving value of any car on the road today. I hope I can share my happiness with all Subaru owners everywhere in the world. Once again, my sincerest thanks to you all.
Jump 5.
'96 will offer a host of new challenges as Subaru goes for the glory of a second straight World Championship.
Subaru rally fans in Japan and introduce you to the 1996 555 Subaru World Rally Team. Firstly, we have Colin McRae, current World Rally Champion, and his co-driver, Derek Ringer. Kenneth Eriksson and Stefan Pamanda, the current Asian Pacific Rally Champions.
Hi. Hello.
And from Italy, Piero Liatti and Alex Alexandrini.
Next season, I have a very good chance again, along with Subaru and 555 and our team, to win the World Championship. And I hope I have all the support from Japan I've had this year. Thank you.